and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News, episode 216. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Brandon Hodge here, and welcome back to another episode of WWE News and Rumors. This should be a good episode. So, basically, before I get started, today was the day WrestleMania Access tickets went on sale. And I get to rant about this again, because, New York City. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but I just... New York City is such a terrible place to try to get good tickets for things. Like the VIPs, they do the VIPs where you get to like meet the superstar and you're like guaranteed to meet them, and it's like a cool, and like the big names in the WWE and all that. And basically like these tickets are like impossible to get, and it's not because there's like a lot of wrestling fans trying to get them, it's because there's so many dang like scalpers in New York City. They just like use ticket robots, like the robot software systems, to like go around the whole like security thing on the website somehow. And they use bots and get all the tickets. Like, there's no way you have like 50 meet and greet tickets from one seller on these resale sites. Like, there's no way you're getting 50 tickets and getting that lucky when I can't even get one. So, like, there's just no way. But anyway, enough of me ranting. So I tried for like every VIP today, and the only thing I was able to get was one Dean Ambrose meet and greet VIP thing for Access, which Michelle is gonna have because Dean Ambrose is her favorite wrestler. So, I mean, hopefully they release more tickets later and I can get another VIP for someone, but as of right now, I don't have a VIP to meet anyone at Access. Michelle does though, so that's cool. And I'll be having a zoom lens zoomed right in on her face when she meets Ambrose.
No, you will not.
So that would be cool.
No, you will not.
But anyway, yeah, so I just wanted to rant on Access for the beginning of this video, but I'll shut up about that. Just hopefully they release more tickets and I'm able to do stuff. But yes, there'll be all kinds of amazing vlogs in New York City for WrestleMania. Anyway, WWE News, episode 216, here we go. The first news story is about Mark Henry. That's a name we haven't heard in a minute. Anyway, Mark Henry has basically said he has a new role in the WWE. Like, he noticed something when he went, he actually came back, I guess, for something, and it was backstage. He just noticed, like, the locker room has kind of changed. Everyone's just kind of, like, arguing and bickering and complaining and all this other stuff backstage. And he's like, there's, like, no chain of command. There's no one to set people straight and be like, shut the hell up and do what you're supposed to do and enjoy it or whatever. He's like, I'm not there anymore. I haven't been there in, like, 2 years. Big Show's not there. He's been out injured. Undertaker's not there every night to set things straight. Someone has to be there. So basically, Mark Henry's like, I'm at every single pay-per-view now backstage, setting everyone straight, so, like, everything. And he's enforcing the... just act professional and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to inform you. Mark Henry has a new role. He's at backstage at the pay-per-views, kind of being like the boss of the locker room. So that's cool. All right, and the next news story. The next news story has to do with Fox. So basically, the CEO of Fox was talking about WWE moving SmackDown to Fox Network, and he basically said SmackDown isn't the only WWE stuff coming to Fox. So like basically, what Fox is wanting to do is, like, they're not working with UFC anymore, right? Like, they have Fox Sports 1, and they have regular Fox, and they have all of that, and UFC used to have, like, a lot of different time slots there, but as we, well, I don't know. I didn't know this, so I don't know if you guys would either, if you're not into UFC, but basically, they're working with ESPN now, so they have no, like, they're not working with Fox anymore, so they have a lot of, like, slots, and apparently they're wanting to have WWE, like, all of these slots on, like, a few different networks and stuff. And they're not just wanting SmackDown. They said we're gonna have like other shows on. So I don't know what they're planning to do. If they're gonna put like maybe, I mean, this is kind of a thing. Is now that they have all these slots that they're giving to the WWE, is the WWE network gonna be kind of like useless? Like, I mean, maybe they can still do. I guess they'll still do pay-per-views on the network. But other than that, I guess they're gonna be putting like NXT on Fox and like. I don't know, NXT UK, I don't know, the Mae Young Class, the specials, I don't know, tournament stuff, I don't know what they're gonna do, but they have a lot of time slots for Fox, and CEO said there's like a lot of stuff coming. It's not just SmackDown, so there's gonna be a lot of content coming to Fox about WWE and WWE shows and stuff, so I don't know, I'll see what they'll do, but we'll just have to wait and see. Alright, the next news story. Remember in the last news episode, guys, how I said Undertaker has removed all mentions from WWE from his social medias. Like, he has official social medias now, they're verified, he has Twitter and Instagram, and basically removed everything to do with WWE on there. And he added something, guys, bookings. You can book The Undertaker now. So I don't know what his relationship is with the WWE right now. As far as I know, he's still under contract and everything's fine. Maybe they're just giving him more freedom to do stuff. basically, you can book The Undertaker now for whatever the hell you want to. I guess if you're rich. But basically, I have the rate for you guys if you guys are wondering how much it is to book. It's not like you guys are going to be able to hire him to do, I don't know, your birthday party or something. Unless you're really rich. So basically, what his rate is, it's $25,000 per hour. $25,000 an hour. So, yeah. So it's 25 grand an hour. And I would assume you would want Undertaker to be there for more than an hour. So, like, a lot of people were like talking like AEW, they have this kind of money. They can easily afford Undertaker, but I don't know if this is just like an appearance thing or if this is he can wrestle. I don't know what it is. I believe he's still under contract with WWE, so I believe he doesn't have like that much freedom, but who knows? And hopefully he's still working with WWE, but we'll just have to wait and see. All right, and the next news story, guys. So basically, people were getting on Vince McMahon. They're like, why are the ratings down so much? Like, what the hell? So he has like stockholders and stuff and people who, he has people to answer to, right? Vince has people to answer to who are like investing in the WWE and stuff like that. And on the conference call, he, like, a quote I heard that most people were like kind of flipping out. Like, he told like all the investors and stuff that the quote was, we know what we're doing, so we know what we're doing, so don't worry, we know what we're doing. That was like the main quote. But anyway, what his excuse was for the ratings being so low is to do with all the injuries. So I have the whole like list of things he said. So basically, he was like, it's really to do with like injuries. That is why the WWE ratings are down so much. So basically, like, of course, Roman Reigns, this is all around Roman Reigns. Like, we obviously, when something like that comes up, we can control it, and we lose, like, our top star. Another thing, John Cena. John Cena's not injured, and he admitted John Cena's not injured, so it's a total work, guys. But anyway, he's like, we expected to have John Cena a lot longer. We expected to have him, like, non-stop from Rumble to Mania through Mania, but Hollywood calls and stuff like that, so they have no control. So Cena's just like, you can tell Vince isn't happy about that. But then he's like, right now Becky and Sasha are injured, and so is Seth Rollins. And throughout this year, he just randomly, off the top of his head, is able to like make this list. He's like, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Bray Wyatt, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Braun Strowman, Dean Ambrose, Ember Moon, Samoa Joe, Jason Jordan, Fandango, Big Show. He just makes like this list off the top of his head of people who have been injured, no matter how big or small. But basically, this was his excuse for the ratings being so low, is basically to do with people being injured. He said, like, the reason the ratings are staying the way they are is all because of Ronda Rousey. So that was kind of like praising Rousey, I guess. But yeah, he's blaming it on all injuries. I don't know if I would blame it all on injuries. I mean, sure, a little bit, but I mean, still, you kind of gotta. But his like excuse was like, is WWE? It's like a soap opera, right? It's like a soap opera. So we have a story between two characters, and if one of those characters, one of those actors gets hurt and is no longer able to be in this story, we have to find a replacement, and the story isn't as good. Therefore, the show's not as good, and that makes the ratings go down. I mean, I guess I kind of get his excuse, but I don't think it's all that. But I mean, you guys can be the judge of that in the comments and let me know. We can have a conversation about that. But anyway, guys, that is all the actual news stories I have for you guys today. So now we're going to talk about some unconfirmed things that I call rumors. The world calls rumors, I guess. So these things could be true, they could not be true, but they're pretty juicy. So let's jump right in. Sasha Banks. So she's injured, like I've told you guys, and basically Sasha Banks is expected to be cleared for Elimination Chamber, and that's why she's on Raw promoting her match, herself, and the Elimination Chamber. So they're expecting she's going to get cleared for the Elimination Chamber. But as of right now, she's not cleared. So, yeah. All right, the next rumor. The next rumor is about the Usos. So basically, I swear there's so many, like there's so much talent right now that their contracts are expiring like in April or sometime in the near future that we can kind of talk about and be like, I don't know if they're going to be re-signing or whatever. Just before I jump into this, I haven't talked about this in the news episodes. The Sasha Banks stuff, she's been like teasing a lot. Like I thought it was just like teasing, playful at first of her like teasing, I'm leaving WWE, goodbye guys, or whatever. And then it's like getting worse and worse and worse. So like the Sasha Banks stuff, she's like on like Instagram commenting on Mauro Ranallo's things like, I need you to commentate one of my matches before I leave, or stuff like that, and just like, are you joking or not? I'm kind of confused, Sasha. I don't know when her contract expires, by the way, but it expires soon. She might be going somewhere else. I don't know. Anyway, this news story is about the Usos. So the Usos contract expires in April, and there's rumors that they are not going to be re-signing. I mean, there's really not much else you could do for the Usos. Like, they've been like they've like been pushed like constantly. Like for other people, they can blame like creative. Like I don't like how I'm never used or whatever. And the Usos, you can't really say that. Like from the outside looking in, I see they're pushed. They're constantly like for the tag title picture. They're constantly changing. They're constantly. It looks like they have a lot of creative freedom with their stuff. And I don't think they would have anything to complain about on creative freedom or anything like that. So I don't know why they wouldn't resign, but there's a rumor going around that they might not resign, and it expires in April. So I don't know, guys. We'll just have to wait and see. All right, the next rumor. The next rumor is there is like people from WWE right now, like WWE representatives or whatever, and they're in Japan right now, and basically they're talking with other wrestling promotions in Japan, which will remain unnamed, I'm guessing. And they're actually trying to set up like a partnership with them, because here soon we're gonna have NXT in the US, we're gonna have NXT in the UK, and we're gonna have NXT in Japan. Why'd you move my camera, Shelly?
I did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like a lot.
I'm sorry.
Alright guys, and the next rumor. The next rumor has to do with Roman Reigns. So basically let's say like he was going to like he was fine, okay? He was like able to wrestle at WrestleMania 35 this year. His rumored match that he was supposed to have was supposed to be Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose. That was supposed to be the main event of WrestleMania 35 before Roman had to take time off. So yeah, if you're wondering what could have been and what was the original plan for the Roman Reigns stuff at WrestleMania 35, supposed to be Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose. So like the Shield was always supposed to break up. All right, next rumor. I know this one is going to upset a lot of people. So there's a rumor going around right now that I'm sure we all hope isn't true. It's for WrestleMania 35, for the Universal Championship, Universal title picture, whatever, that Brock Lesnar is going to be retaining his title. So apparently, like for years now, it feels like, I know this was the case last year, like, there's not an option. Lesnar's losing the title. The person who's facing him is winning the title, because Lesnar's leaving for UFC and he's never coming back to WWE. And that's been the case for a long time. It feels like for like 3 years, like, or something now. I've been saying like there's no chance. But anyway, like Brock Lesnar is not really sure where he's going. So like he's looking at 3 options right now. He's looking at WWE, he's looking at AEW, and he's looking at UFC, obviously. And WWE are going to try their hardest to keep him there, so they're going to sign him to another contract, which they would probably keep the Universal title on him for. So I'm not saying like Rollins isn't winning, because he has like 3 options. If he chooses one of those other options, then Rollins is probably going to win the title. Or even if he stays with the WWE, he could still drop the title and win it back later. I don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see. Alright, the next rumor. The next rumor is about Becky Lynch and her plans for SummerSlam. There's plans for her for SummerSlam 2019. So I know this is very far out, and this is just a wild thing, a wild rumor. So I'm saying there's a really, really, really good chance this isn't going to happen, but as of right now, they're like discussing it, okay? So they're discussing that Becky Lynch is going to be having a match against Stephanie McMahon at SummerSlam. So it's kind of like the whole thing. And I know a lot of people have been comparing like Becky and like the whole dealing with Triple H and dealing with Stephanie, comparing it to like the Steve Austin and Vince McMahon like whole thing. I think they're gonna kind of like try to replicate that feud with Stephanie and Becky Lynch. So if that's the case, I don't see that like being out of the question. They could have a match against each other at SummerSlam. I mean, it's very entertaining, but I know some people would prefer if Becky was like the champion in the championship match and not facing Stephanie McMahon. But at the same time, I believe doing this, Becky would be like more over than whatever the women's champion's doing. But I don't know if it's true. Could be true, could not be true. We'll just have to wait and see. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the final news story, the final rumor, the final thing I'm going to be talking about in this video, it's about The Undertaker. So The Undertaker, is he having a match at WrestleMania 35? At first it was looking like no, because it was like leaked that The Undertaker was going in the Hall of Fame class of 2019, and since then, that's been completely like debunked. He's not going in the Hall of Fame this year. They're not really like too heavily focused on the Hall of Fame. Usually by this time of the year, they would at least already have one or even two of the inductees announced, but they haven't done that yet, and they're not really focusing too heavily. And they said the headliner this year isn't going to be like too overwhelming and too like spectacular or whatever. So that leads to the question: is Undertaker having a match at WrestleMania 35? Now he took all the WWE stuff off of his social media, and it looks like he might be separating himself from the WWE a little bit. So even if he's not going to the Hall of Fame, he still might not have a match. But there is rumors, of course, about him having a match. So I don't know where this exactly comes from. The only thing I can think of is Undertaker's someone who usually wrestles at WrestleMania, and he doesn't have a match. And there's someone else who doesn't have a match, John Cena. And they had a match last year, and everyone's, I guess, thinking they're going to have part 2 of that match at WrestleMania 35. I don't know if there's any more like proof or like sources or anything like that, other than people just guessing that. I mean, this is reported from legit like news sites, so I mean, hopefully there's a little more something in there. But if that doesn't happen, there's like 2 alternatives a scenario that people are like reporting that might be in WWE's plans. So instead of having Cena versus Undertaker, they're gonna go their separate ways. They're gonna have 2 separate matches. So John Cena is supposed to be facing Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. And get this, he's supposed to be beating Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship, and John Cena is supposed to tie with Ric Flair for the championships. So,
Beat Ric Flair?
Huh?
You mean beat Ric Flair?
Is he tied now, or is he
tied now?
Is he tied? I don't know. I'm not a big Cena fan, Nation 11 anymore. Cena fan Nation 11 can answer that question better than me. So he's tied with Flair, right?
Are you trying to jinx yourself right now?
What?
Are you trying to call him?
No, he doesn't appear. This is on unboxing. He doesn't appear. It's cool.
It doesn't matter. You're still saying his name.
It's cool. So anyway, whatever the case is, beat Flair, record tie, whatever. He's supposed to be facing Bryan and win the WWE Championship. I know that upsets a lot of people because he's not there and it makes no sense. But anyway, the Undertaker other scenario is that Undertaker is facing a familiar opponent, and his name is Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker, Part 3. This is kind of one of those things is, can they both still perform to the same level as their other great, wonderful, like...
WrestleMania 25 match.
WrestleMania... Wait. 25? Yeah, 25 and 26, right? Yeah, 25 and 26, 27 was Triple H. So yeah, 25 and 26. Can they compete with that? Can they be on the same level? Because if they're not on the same level, I don't want to like ruin it. You know, like Shawn Michaels and Undertaker is like the best feud, like amazing. It's just wonderful. But at the same time, can they still do it? Like Shawn Michaels has been retired for a while now. And Undertaker, he's not exactly like wrestling every night anymore. He maybe wrestles once, twice. Maybe some years you might get 3 matches in, but it's just like, can it be to the same level? I don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see, guys. So you guys have it. That is this episode of WWE News and Rumors. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give this video a like. If you're in the channel, make sure to subscribe. It's absolutely free. I just want to say tomorrow there'll be a special video coming to the channel. So this belt right here is the Raw Women's Championship. I actually got 2 of them because they made a like mistake on the first one they sent me, and it was like missing part of the red here. But they actually let me keep both belts. So I'm like, I don't want 2 Raw Women's Championship. I want a SmackDown and a Raw. So what I'm actually doing is, in tomorrow's video, I'm going to be customizing the other belt they sent me, and I'm going to be changing it into the SmackDown Women's Championship. Hopefully, it looks good. But basically, this back here is leather. This is red leather, and I'm going to be dyeing this red leather to blue. And that's literally the only difference besides the side plates. And the side plates, I have a replacement, the SmackDown Women's ones. So everything's going to be like flawless and beautiful. So don't miss tomorrow's video. But I'll shut the hell up and let you guys continue on with your lives. But thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.